So what's the difference really then right off the bat between an enlisted accessions recruiter and a special operations recruiter?
Enlisted accessions recruiting, you're dealing more with the whole Air Force, Space Force realm, I guess. Special warfare is more just dedicated to the 6 career fields, that you yourselves have served in. Pararescue, combat controller, TACP, special recon, SEER, and EOD. So that's all we really focus on in special warfare. And going back to EA, like I said, we focus on more like all the career fields within Air Force, Space Force, more processing, getting them through maps, ASVAB, and then just getting them ready to go, getting them ready to ship. And special warfare is more of like the development aspect.
Okay. How much did you need to learn about special warfare when you got over on our side of the fence? Because I think it's easy for us to be like, oh, recruiting is recruiting, but it seems like y'all have to there's a fair bit of education that goes into y'all so that you can recruit more effectively for us.
It was a lot. There's a lot that goes into your career fields, and it's a totally different lifestyle and a totally different, just kind of like whatever you want to call it, kind of thing.
What do you want to call it? You can call it whatever you want.
You can call it whatever you want. Yeah, I had a bunch of slurs like teed up in my toolbox there.
Luckily, I've had good developers that kind of introduced me into, at least helped me along with y'all, and kind of what you are, what you do. Tony Trendo is my developer, and I think he's very well known by a lot of people. Kind of being a hard ass and just he'll tell you how it is. He'll tell you how it is.
Tony.
But he's also like he's there for you if you're willing to put in the work and do it. For you and for what you're trying to achieve. Like he's all about it, and just kind of being around him and seeing what he says and just seeing how he interacts with all the candidates. It's pretty eye opening. And like I said, it's a different world compared to just a regular Air Force job. Y'all are doing something that nobody else, the 1% of the 1%, right? So you got to have a different attitude, a different mindset.
Come on, the HVAC homies, I'm pretty sure like they're a pretty rough bunch. Y'all are like crawling around, sweating like crazy. Like they're, I imagine there's a fair bit of dip and bad words and all those other types of things that flow across the career fields.
Rippets and skull cans, all that kind of stuff. So
shout out to those orange rippets, man. 700 milligrams of caffeine, fantastic. Have you seen
through
sounds?
all the deployments,
Absolutely.
I've only seen them once or twice in the States, and that's about it. I don't know.
I know, right? But
it's
never the same. It's never the same.
It's never the same.
So coming in off of EA recruiting, and as you go through this process to learn about special warfare and all the career fields, what was the most interesting thing for you when you were like going through that education process, or something surprising that you learned?
Oh man, honestly, it's a lot.
He's like, PJs really are pretty. That's what I figured
out. They really
are
pretty, yeah.
They really are. It really is a thing.
I guess just learning the whole scope of what everybody does. I guess the one career field that nobody really knows a lot about is special recon, right? And I'm like, I recently learned, I guess, a little bit more. They're kind of more like one of you is SR, right? Kind of like more like the spy, I guess, kind of concept, right? When I first came into it, I'm like, oh yeah, they're a trained sniper, and in those top secret clearance, cool stuff, right? Without really actually knowing kind of what all they actually do, and you still really don't know everything that they actually do to the full extent, just like most of these career fields. But learning a little bit more about SR and just kind of doing more like behind the scenes kind of stuff. You don't know they're there till they're there, and you slip up, you say something you're not supposed to say, that kind of thing. Like that was kind of one of the coolest things just to hear about those career fields.
Yeah. Well, fun fact is nobody knows what all of the career fields do all the time.
Right.
It's
exactly.
we just talk about being secretive more than anybody else. That's all it is.
100%. My favorite part too is like, we every once in a while, like we have like, I don't know why, but like TACPs are real angry. I used to think that security forces was the angriest career field. They're not. TACPs 100% angriest, like most grumpy career field of all time. But even then they'll be like, we put a post up the other day and it was like how SR actually works with the other mission sets. And the angry TACP boys came out. They were like, oh, I guess SR just does everything now. Like they do personnel recovery now. And we're like, well, I mean, yeah, they do. Like PJs work in global access and support precision strike as well. And combat controllers do PR, and they also do global access because we work in teams. And it was funny. Like I started to read it, and I started to get like mad, like that Key and Peele sketch where they're like reading angry text messages. But then I was like, oh no, it's just yeah, exactly. Do you want to go? No, I have no problem, bro. Yeah, but it was just funny because the misconceptions are out there. You really don't know the scope and how every career field really does do, a whole bunch of different missions, and they have a wide set of capabilities essentially. So, yeah.
I mean, if you're a TAC P guy having to deploy with the Army, wouldn't you be mad all the time too?
For legal reasons, I am not commenting on any other career fields or anybody other than myself. Thank you very much. I get enough heat on the interwebs, my dude.
It's love. Aaron gets love. We promise.